Welcome to the deep dive. Forget digging through tons of articles. Today, we're really zeroing in on just one source. It's like a set of developer notes about a Web3.js voting system example.
hmm
Our mission, basically, is to figure out the key parts of this example, see how Web3.js makes it tick in, a real voting situation.
Right. So not a huge overview of Web3.js itself.
Exactly. More like a focused look at how it's used right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Well, what jumps out straight away is how the example starts by showing you the really vital information about the vote.
Okay.
You see the voting contract's address. Think of that as the public verifiable digital address for the whole election.
Yeah.
And you also see the total count of votes already cast.
Right, that contract address.
Yeah.
It's more than just some random code, isn't it? It acts as that central, transparent ledger on the blockchain where everything gets recorded.
Precisely.
And seeing that vote count, well, seeing it go up, gives everyone a live sense of how many people are participating.
Yeah.
That helps build trust, I imagine.
Definitely builds trust. And then the example, it sort of drills down into the details about the individual voters.
Okay, so what kind of details are we talking about?
For each account that's involved, you get their specific blockchain address. It's like their unique ID. You see their account balance, and importantly, whether they have admin privileges or not.
Ah, that admin flag.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It suggests there are different roles, different levels of, well, control within the system.
Exactly. It points to a tiered structure.
So these admin powers, what would an admin typically be doing in this context?
Well, most likely managing the overall process of the vote.
Hmm.
Starting it, maybe pausing it if there's an issue, and then formally closing it.
Okay.
The notes mention there's an admin panel specifically for this. It's like the main control center for the whole voting operation.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. You need someone or some group with the authority to keep the process running smoothly. Then the notes go on to detail how the candidate information is presented, their basic info, and crucially, how many votes each one has received so far.
Absolutely. And that's probably the information most voters are keen to see, right? Who's currently leading.
Yeah, definitely.
And the fact that these vote counts can just be viewed directly, well, that provides a really strong layer of transparency. It's all out there.
So when you put all these pieces together, displaying the main contract info and the vote totals,
Yeah.
showing voter details, including that admin status, allowing admins to manage the vote's progress, and then showing the candidate results, you really start to get a clear picture of what Web3.js is actually doing here.
hmm
The notes themselves state that the goal is to show the core functions of Web3.js through this specific voting example. And it seems to do that pretty effectively.
Yeah, it does. And if you think about the bigger picture, Web3.js is kind of the bridge, isn't it? It lets the front end, what people actually see and interact with on their screens, talk to the back end, the blockchain, where all that voting data is stored securely.
Okay, so it's the communication layer.
Essentially, yes. This example really highlights how you use Web3.js to fetch information from the blockchain. Things like those vote counts we mentioned, or account details, admin status.
And for you listening in, wanting to, get up to speed quickly on new tech without drowning in complex details, this example gives you a very concrete application of Web3.js.
Right. You can see how it's used to potentially build a more open, more verifiable system for something like voting.
Which is quite relevant today.
It is. And it brings up an interesting question for you to maybe mull over. How else could this capability, this way of openly showing and managing important information like participation, roles, results, be used?
You mean outside of voting?
Yeah, exactly. Think about other areas where trust and being able to verify things are really critical. It doesn't just have to be elections.
That's definitely food for thought. Okay, that pretty much brings our deep dive into this specific Web3.js voting example to a close.
We've covered the core functions, from the big picture stuff down to the candidate results.
Hopefully this gave you a clear sense of Web3.js in a practical, real-world context. Until our next deep dive.